All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here, of course, for Monster, episode 3. Yeah, and we have a sequence or a series of killings, some deaths, some big character deaths.
That appear to be done by the boy, Johan.
Probably done by the boy.
And the doctor's probably going to get framed for them, which will suck, because he hasn't been doing enough already.
It looks like this is where everything in the story really goes wrong for poor Tenma.
Yeah.
I mean, it already has gone wrong in many ways, but this is where his life is ruined forever.
Exactly. And that'll be great, because that way we'll be completely on board with him, with what he does in the story. You know, the idea is that after this, it can only go up.
Well, no. I think what we're going to be really sympathetic and empathetic to the struggle that he'll be dealing with in the future.
We'll be cheering him on every step of the way.
Yeah. And that's a good thing to have, really setting him up as the underdog.
Right.
But more so, if anything, I think in the next episode, or potentially 2, we'll be getting a little bit more of the direction the story is going to be going.
Sure, and possibly that time skip.
And possibly also some clues as to what type of story this is.
Right, because they're still keeping it a bit up in the air.
They're keeping it a little bit
keeping
vague,
us guessing.
And it keeps us guessing, which I like.
Yeah.
But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this episode and see what happens.
みんな落ち着くんだ。救急の方は大丈夫なのか。それがこんな時に限って急患が立て続けで、今も2件オペ待ちの患者が。分かった。
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got to keep doing his job.
の患者をお願いします。
院長たちに恨みを持つような人間に心当たりはありませんか。
恨みを。
Oh crap, that hesitation. Yep, they're gone.
Twins have disappeared.
Yep. Crap.
Oh boy.
I should feel something, but I'm sorry.
No, what I feel
I feel for her a little bit. It's a family member. And he's got to feel bad too, because he loved her.
Yep.
ドクターテンマですね。ウルトラインベストファーレン州警察のバイスバッハ警部です。
ご苦労様です。
紹介しましょう。こちら。
ドイツ連邦捜査局の文芸警部です。
Dang, federal police.
そんなまだまだ若輩者です。
I'm kind of surprised he hasn't been arrested yet.
Whoa. Oh.
彼らの体内から硝酸系の毒が検出されました。
Whoa.
Okay.
硝酸系というと筋肉弛緩剤。
さすがお医者さんだけあってお詳しい。
しかしそんなものをどうやって？
キャンディーですよ。
Candy?
それぞれの死体のそばに同じキャンディーの包み紙が発見され、胃の中から
The candy that they ate.
No, wait, hold on a second.
ところで、そのキャンディーを3人がどこで手に入れたのか、お心当たりないですか？
知りませんよそんなことは。
But
holy crap.
双子の捜索はどうなってるんですか？
Wait, so does that mean that
州警察から我々連邦捜査局に移りました。ご安心ください。
では。
事件前、院長からチーフの座を外され、その娘との婚約が解消された日本人医師か。
Yeah, they suspect.
しかし
They don't have the evidence.
事件当時酒場で飲んでいて、アリバイが。
what is with that?
Yeah.
一つよろしいですか？
Yeah.
その手の動きは一体。
ああ、キーを叩いているんだよ。頭の中のディスクにすべての情報を入力している。
Yeah, here we go. They really chose those opening shots particularly.
Yep.
私は実力本位だ。ドクターテンマ。君を外科部長に任命する。
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Now will that make him look suspicious for getting promoted? You know, after they died.
He couldn't have He couldn't have
院
predicted
長の
that.
命令に逆らってチーフの座から外され、エヴァとの婚約も解消になり、ただの医者として出世とは関係ない道を歩いていこうと決めた矢先に、なんて人生だ。
Wow. That's a really great human response. I love it.
呼び出したりしてごめんなさい。外科部長に任命されたんですってね。
Oh, you're kidding
No
me.
way. No way.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Wow.
Yeah, he is seeing right through it.
お父様のお葬式の時、私を慰めようとしてくれたでしょ。
No, I didn't.
いや、
No.
嬉しかった。私
Wow,
たちいろいろあ
seriously?
ったけど、やり直したいの。
Yeah, he's wise.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
健三、
Yeah.
健三、お願い。私が悪かったわ。やり直したいの。
I'm glad he didn't.
Okay, there's the time
急
skip.
激に麻痺が
Okay.
進行してしまったようなんです。
わかりました。私が出頭しましょう。
お願いします、外科部長。
ヨーロッパ統合と言ったってそこら中からろくでもないのがな
Who is this character? I'm loving their complaining and rambling. It's funny.
警部、到着しました。
Is this when we're going to see the kids again?
2体ともナイフで首を切り裂かれています。
Oh.
身元は
シティヒ通りに住むライヒマン夫
Okay,
妻
it's not the kids. Good.
殺害現場は夫婦の自宅。
They
何
could've
度に
This
か
has to be
こ
this has to be related,
の
right?
洪水で流れ出したものと思われます。中年夫婦殺人事件。ドイツ全州にわたり過去2年で4件。すべて同じ手口です。
単独犯にしては手際良すぎると思わないか？
Or at the very least that
この男を知ってるか
they're
ね？
familiar with the
アドルフ・ユンケルス32歳。
Okay, so some
窃盗の
random
容疑で2度の逮捕歴。
person.
そいつの役割は鍵を開けること。
Hmm.
ま、君たち、州警察
I
を
think we're about to like peel open something big, and this is just the beginning. That here.
exactly.
タコか。
おはようございます、外科部長。
カールのかい？
おじいちゃんがくれたんだ。でも全然上がらないんだ。
中心がずれてるのかな。
外科部長、タコ揚げできるんですか？
日本で子供の頃よくやったよ。タカ君持ち上げてごらん、カール。
Oh, they're making it happy.
Exactly. This is all about to go very, very badly.
それ。
It doesn't have to go there immediately, but you can
No,
tell.
but they're setting it up.
It's actually kind of a creepy kite, given.
Yeah.
早く良くなって今度は自分であげるんだぞ、カール。
Aw.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, what the heck is going
All
on?
right, all right. That's the
This is
locksmith.
that's the locksmith guy. Yeah.
Yep. Loose ends being cleaned up.
Uh huh. Oh, that's head. That's head injury, which means it's gonna go to Tenma.
救急車だ、救急車呼べ。私じゃない。私は悪くない。
ある事件の重要参考人です。この男の証言次第で連続殺人事件が解決するかもしれ
Well,
ま
I
せん。
think it's a serial murder
この
case.
まま死なれては困るんです。
Okay.
しかし患者は非常に危険な状態です。
Now, if Kenma has to
病院で
operate
はどう
him,
にも。
operate on him,
アイスラー
and
記
he
念
isn't
病
able to
院
save
に最
him.
高の脳外科医が一人いますが、彼が来てくれるようならもしかして。
脳外科医、
He's like Tenma.
ドクター天馬です、ね。
Yeah.
お久しぶりです、ドクター天馬。
Oh.
失礼ですが、どなたですか
9年ぶりですね。
Yeah.
院
Yeah.
長の葬式以来です。
And he remembers you
確か連
perfectly.
邦捜査局の。
その患者には事件解決のためにどうしても生きていてもらわなくては困るんです。
私は警察のためにオペをするんじゃありません。患者のためにやるんです。
それは結構。
それでは私はオペがありますので。
私の関わった事件で解決しなかったものはないんですよ。
He's just trying to rattle him just in case he is involved.
Right.
期待していますよ。
Okay.
それによって多くの利益を得た人物はどう考えてもただ一人。
Well, right.
Yeah. But okay, but the fact that the candy was poisoned, that is a serious, like, that's a serious deal, because if they died without, like, meaning to, like it wasn't like they were poisoned later, that was when they were poisoned. That meant that someone was sending the kids
患
poisoned
者のその後の
stuff.
容体はそれから警察の人が面会したがるでしょうが今は断ってください
しかしあのルンゲという刑事がしつこくて
Yeah, of course he
今
is.
は患者の回復が第一です
Ah.
この指が見えますか
Well, he's paralyzed for right
どう
now.
です答えられますか
But he seems to be inert. What?
はい
What is he murmuring?
なんですユンケルスさん
Oh crap. Monster coming.
Whoa.
Holy crap.
何が来るんですか
Oh.
Okay.
モンスターが来る
All right.
Oh,
So,
okay. So there's some elements here that are very tricky.
Yes.
But I think we can almost 100% bank this on either the boy or a combination of the boy and the girl.
Right.
Because they wouldn't introduce those murders.
Yes.
Going out there around there for no reason.
Right. So the question is, so this could be something where, because they haven't told us yet whether the boy or the brother and the sister are still together, right?
Yes, but it seems like it would make sense for them to be together. Because they left at the same time. They disappeared at the same time.
That's true. So the question with that then is, why are they sticking together? Because the sister...
Survival.
Well, okay, sure. But the sister, if Johan was the one that killed the parents, and then the sister hid from him, and the sister was saying, kill him.
So here's where it gets a little bit crazy. We don't know which... Okay, here's where it gets a little bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the daughter being the one that shot Johan makes sense.
Right.
But that doesn't mean she wasn't complicit in the murder of the parents.
Okay. All right.
So
all right.
I think that maybe what it is there's a little bit of a hierarchy. The sister is being a little bit submissive to the will of the older brother.
All right.
But it's more along the lines of a kind of the dependency survival thing.
Sure.
And
maybe
she was the one that really...
and
maybe she's the one that has the real psychological damage.
Right.
Whereas he didn't get that. So she's
Sure.
basically relying on him to keep her...
Yeah.
To keep her
Yeah,
safe.
okay. All right. I can totally buy that.
And
Now-
also, if they both are on the run from people because, they murdered people.
Yeah.
They're kind of, both of them held captive by their past choices.
Right.
So they can't just go to random people. And
Yes.
just be like, hey, we need help. Unless that is what they're doing and they're
That
killing
might be.
them.
That might be. And okay.
But here's the
Now-
thing I think that contradicts that. You were going to bring this up, I think. You said monster, not monsters.
Yes. Right.
So-
and what I could see being more likely happening is, all right.
Go for it.
Is that basically the brother, if they could be separated,
Yeah.
or they could be together. I think it's more likely that they're together. If they are together, it could be that the sister is in such a catatonic state.
It's been 9 years, though.
It's been 9 years, but when they left the hospital,
Right.
the sister was in basically a catatonic state. The brother could have basically just taken her with him, right? And she's just sort of following her along. And it could be something that's almost like kidnapping, basically. At least
So
when it started.
he's got her, what, just under
I don't know.
his,
I don't know.
control in some way?
Well-
Just being...
Because the big question
Because
here...
she could just leave, right? And find someone
right.
to help.
Unless
I feel like
they-
she has to be involved in some way.
Exactly. So the question is well, one, 9 years, if she didn't get medical treatment, it could be that condition is still ongoing. And here's the other thing, because I'm all for them like being together and all that stuff, but that she was saying kill him, right? And that can't be just sort of forgotten. So whatever, if they are together, then I'm guessing they are not. The relationship between them is a little bit strained.
So maybe their relationship has some issues, but they're both relying on each other for survival. Kind of the idea of when they're orphans.
Well,
they're they have no money, they have no means of surviving the cruel world, and they don't want to go to an orphanage or try and find some. I don't know, because I think they are doing that. I think that's why these people are getting killed, the couples with no kids.
Okay. Now, here's something else. The candy was poisoned.
Yes,
the candy was freaking poisoned. Here's the thing. It was delivered to them. Poisoned candy was delivered to them.
No. Here's where it gets crazy, Jacob. The candy was poisoned at a point before they ingested it. But here's the thing. If we look at the chronology of events, the Tenma conversation to the boy about what the director is doing happened prior to the director and them eating out of that candy bag.
Yes.
Here's where it gets crazy.
So you're saying the brother could have gotten the poison from the hospital, but here's the potential issue with that.
Yeah,
the brother wouldn't have known that they would have eaten the candy. Even if he had...
But if there's a supernatural element...
If
there's a supernatural
even
element...
if he had, it was an unopened bag. They said
you don't know that.
No, we saw them open up the bag and then take the candy out.
Right, but it was a seal, like a Ziploc. It wasn't a thing where they tore it.
No, right. But the fact that it, I actually, at least I'm pretty sure there was something like a...
There have been plenty of things in the past where people have utilized things that are wrapped to put something in it and then rewrap it.
And if it was just the candies themselves, then I'd be like, yes, that could absolutely
be what it is.
But the candies were placed inside a sealed bag.
Yeah, but the bag was a Ziploc, Jacob. It wasn't.
It
wasn't a tear. Either way, the candy was poisoned.
Right.
That is fact.
Yes. So
unless they're trying to say, it wasn't that. But let's just assume that the inspector is right, that there was nitric acid in the poisoned candy.
Right.
The only candy we saw them eat was in that bag.
Exactly.
So that candy, when they ate it, was poisoned.
Right. So that either means that the candy itself was poisoned, or potentially the outside thing, the bag itself, could have been poisoned.
Yeah.
So then their hands are poisoned, and then whatever.
But the thing that makes sense, though, is that the boy did something to cause the candy to be poisoned. If they had it be where the poison came from someone else trying to kill the kids, that suggests that we have to go back and undo the theory that
the kids killed the parents.
That the kids killed the parents. And it doesn't feel like where they're building this up to go.
Right, because with the opening, it very much did seem like it was Johan that was the person that was grown up, and then in the next shot of the opening, Tenma is pointing a gun at something.
So assumedly,
and that could be completely just opening, just for thematic whatever.
We haven't seen the kids grown up at this point, but I want to posit that there is a supernatural element involved here.
Okay,
they have now brought back up the monster, but now they're literally calling a proper pronoun the monster.
Yep.
And here's where I think that they're shifting the story towards in particular, is kind of that mystery thriller. Okay. It's got the supernatural element in the background, right?
Yeah.
But they've also started to step up the aspects of the cop thriller as well.
Yes.
They've literally brought in a federal investigator. And his nose is on.
Oh yeah, he's a bloodhound.
Yeah, he's on the scent.
I love their design for him because he's quirky, a bit unsettling, and he seems like he's actually like
really intelligent,
really almost like uncannily intelligent and good at his job.
Right.
Which is helpful because a lot of the times that is not the case in cop mystery type things.
Yeah. So Tenma, however, let's look at this from the standpoint of, we know Tenma didn't do it.
Right.
Why would someone who is not the boy, for instance, kill the parents, and then, you know, in this very timed, specific way, kill these other doctors. It seems like, if anything, this boy is like someone who was thinking, I'm going to help this guy because he saved my life.
And they're leaving it open, so there's multiple possibilities. It could be that Johan killed the doctors. Yeah. It could be that the doctors were killed when someone was actually targeting the boy. Like, they were targeting the whole family, you know. And maybe Johan had nothing to do with his parents' death. The sister is alive only because she hid, right? And then they're like, okay, how do we get to the boy in the hospital? We'll send him candy and have it be poisoned.
See, that's...
No one would ever eat the shot boy's candy, you know.
Well, okay. Here's where I think there's some flaws here with that. The motivation of this mysterious killer at that point doesn't exist yet.
Right.
But
and either way, it doesn't really exist yet.
But if you bring in Johan and you say he's the killer, with potentially his sister being involved, there are some potentially serious motivations that make sense here.
Yes, but
the story is actually building them up.
It's building them up, but it still hasn't addressed the idea of motivation. Any motivation that they might have had is still speculation that we're doing.
Well, no, because I think that the motivation was quite simple. The boy and the girl are both probably killers at this point. I'm going to assume that they were both in some way involved with the parents' thing.
All right.
And the reason why the boy got shot could be anything from mishandling the weapon to the girl shooting him.
Right.
Because she maybe didn't want to go through with killing the parents at the last minute or whatever. But the boy was listening when he was talking alone in the room about these doctors and what was going on, opened his eyes, had creepy music on, and then later that episode, they turn up dead from the candy that they ate in his room after that event. There's too much coincidence for it to be really anything but. And I also think what they're building up is not really the... whoa, how did this boy do it? It's more of the thing of, wait, what induced the boy to think that helping this guy by killing that, or also, like, how is this boy, like, you know, at that, like, intelligence level at such a young age?
That's the real question. If it is the boy and it's not something of, like, poisoned candy was sent to them to kill them, then... One, the fact, like, you can, like, I can get behind the whole idea of the boy, like, okay, gets the family gun and shoots the parents if, you know, they had some reason to kill the parents, right?
Right.
But getting nitric acid, specifically, from a hospital, like, because that wouldn't be kept in his room. Like,
but we know that they wander.
Yeah, exactly. We know they wander.
Maybe the daughter's wandering, she went and grabbed this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was probably hooked up and he couldn't leave for the longest time. And she was complicit with it. And
yeah, because she's just lying there. Right. And no one will suspect her because all they have to do is go in there and see, oh, she's still all, like, freaked out. No one's going to suspect that she has done anything.
Left together, though.
They left together.
That's
but
where
yeah,
it gets complicated.
Right, but she could have... before basically been setting it up by getting the stuff from somewhere in the hospital and then just resuming her, like, if it's play acting or something.
Yeah, but she would have had to do it that day. Here's the part that still again, it's all motivations and it's confusing. But the girl said kill him. Kill him. And my theory of the scenario is we have to go back to the original thing where the first murder that we saw in this happened. Because I feel like this is a murder mystery with some other flair stuff thrown in there. And then there's the psychological things. The boy and the girl, you know, both are at least aware that this is going to happen, right? But then the girl, her final thing that she did before, you know, going catatonic was deciding that Johan needed to die. And that emblazoned into her subconscious the kill him, kill him.
The
not
other...
kill them, the parents, Not
right.
kill the father and not the mother.
Right.
Kill Johan.
Well, okay. The one potential thing is that if it was the father that was really bad and the mom was like an accessory or something like,
and then
cover their
Johan
tracks.
killed the mom, and then she's like, "How dare you!" and then tries to kill Johan.
Sure, yeah, and maybe the thing that she had been saying, like maybe they had been planning to kill the dad.
Right.
Right? And so she's thinking, kill him, right? I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
So my thing is, I think that's the premise of what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
They get brought into the hospital. The boy's life is saved, and this story is being built up to be this thing of the boy is saved, but like you shouldn't have saved the boy.
Right, exactly. The kids are monsters, and
Well, really, it's just you don't know what monster is lurking in people.
Right. Exactly.
It's that the monsters in people is everyone. Right. Everyone has a monster.
Yes,
but in this specific case,
there was a
big, dark, evil monster of some kind.
Okay, now, do you think that the sister was faking the whole catatonic state?
I don't think so. I feel like for dramatic effect, it would take away from the dramatic effect if we found out that wasn't the case. Because I feel like once we meet up with the twins again, we'll see that she still has the residual effects of that. This is of that event.
This is the one reason that makes me question it, though. Okay, so let's say for some reason she wasn't actually the one that shot Johan. Okay. Maybe she was actually saying killed the dad or something, and the mom. Well, no, I don't know. But if for some reason they were working, because if they worked together with the poisoning of the director and the other people, right? Then what if she pretended to be catatonic because she knew they would also take her to the hospital and keep her there?
Yeah,
as a way to basically keep her and her brother from getting separated.
Yeah, exactly. Then I have to ask, like, how and why are these kids so dang smart?
I don't know, but if they're able to figure out the nitric acid thing, that's not out of the ballpark. Like, it's not out of the ballpark that it'd be like, my brother's shot, I need to,
Yeah, I think we're actually thinking about this a little bit too complex. It's
actually like something really simple.
It's actually a little bit simpler. I feel like the kid, Johan, he is the one that is the killer. I feel like the daughter, the other twin girl, is involved in the trauma of the incident.
All right.
But I'm then a little bit confused as how Johan got shot. But separate those incidents. I'm going to say that that's enough to give him he's a prime suspect for the murder involving there. Regardless of how he got shot, let's move over to the hospital.
Right.
That sequence of events almost even more so points to Johan being involved in the deaths here.
Absolutely.
Now the story then takes a bit of a breather. The way it's structured, it makes things feel like, everything's getting back to normal. Things are actually getting better for Tenma. Right. He's now the head surgeon. He's finally dumped the girl.
The girl.
Yeah. And he's feeling happy. He's feeling the sense of fulfillment. All of this that is happening is because of the deaths of those three people. This is the sick genius of the story, is that
Johan did help him.
Johan did help him. And the inspector is looking at this as going, who stands to gain the most from this?
Is Tenma.
Which, if we go into this and think, okay, the daughter and the boy have potentially are really smart.
Yeah.
That puts way too much into the, wait a minute, is the story trying to make us think that the boy is framing Tenma for the crime so that at some point all of this will get dumped on Tenma?
Possibly.
And I feel like the story...
They could do it either way, where he's trying to frame him or he was actually trying to help him.
Right. I feel like the story structure is giving away things that the actual plot is not giving away.
Sure.
The plot is doing a very good job at hinting specific things and also keeping us guessing because it's terrifying. But the structure, I feel like, is giving away very fundamental keys to the mystery.
Sure.
I'm done. That was a very long
because
rant.
but it was really good because there are things like in mystery type things they'll see these little breadcrumbs where you don't pay too much attention to them when you see them the first time, and then in hindsight you're like, oh, that's when this thing happened, right?
Exactly.
So the whole thing of the first time that the sister went like walking around the hospital totally could have been when they got the nitric acid.
Yep.
What was the other thing? My mind blanked. Oh, yes. Okay, the title of this show is Monster, not Monsters.
Yep.
And in the opening, granted, everything in the opening, take with a grain of salt, whatever.
Yep.
But it seemed like they showed the brother and the sister. The brother, they showed, when he was young, and then the silhouette of him or something like that when he was older, and then it cut to Tenma with a gun, right? The sister did not have any of that imposing sort of like, this is probably a bad person, effects to when she was shown in the opening.
Sure. Okay.
So it could be that that basically they're not equally monsters. That they're setting it up so that Johan is much more of a monster than his sister.
I think that's a very real possibility. I feel like one of the things this show will focus on is not necessarily comparing monsters. It's more about the ripple effect of monsters creating more monsters.
Okay.
So it's not about how the brother is just this horrible evil monster necessarily.
Oh.
It's about how the little actions of regular people doing monstrous things creates more monsters.
And that's how they can get into the supernatural kind of aspect of it, because if it seems like it's almost spreading like a disease or something,
for
then
sure.
It could have started with the parents, right? It spread to the kids. They killed the parents because they see them as being these monsters, but they're still tainted by it. Maybe the brother was tainted by it more or something like that. And that's and it scared the sister, and that's why she was saying like kill him, and maybe she tried to kill him.
Right.
But then it spreads to her as well. Maybe then they end up needing to work together because they're like, okay, we're on our own, whatever. And then it can.
Then we bring in Tenma into the mix somehow, and maybe he finds them at some point randomly based on his getting involved potentially with the investigation as maybe a way to clear his name.
Sure.
Or maybe he still gets it, thrown in prison at some point because he becomes the prime suspect.
Right. But they already did the time skip, so they don't have to do that anymore.
They don't.
They could do multiple time skips.
But that blew my mind when they did the time skip.
Me too.
And they're like, oh, he's the head, he's the head surgeon made by the board of chairmen and whatever.
He still doesn't look like he does in the opening. So,
but I think that's the thing is we don't want to look too hard at the opening.
Yes, on the exact details and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
I think this is a very symbolic show.
Yeah,
I think that there are going to be things in the opening where we'll go back and go, oh yeah, they were totally explaining that right there. But that's also a little bit of cheating, I would think. There's something in the story structure to where I don't think that the opening fully fits the show we're watching yet.
Sure.
We are watching a very different show than what the opening describes. The opening describes basically a crazed, down on his luck, obsessed, just kind of paranoid Tenma. And he's holding a gun. And he seems to be like purposeless and wandering,
or of singular purpose. And
right, all other purposes is gone. Yeah,
and that's
what I mean. Yeah,
right. So maybe that's instead foreshadowing for the kind of effect that Johan and the Anna, I think, will basically have on him.
Right,
is that maybe they inadvertently or on purpose or whatever made his life a lot better for a while, but then it's going to completely destroy it, and then that his whole life will be trying to maybe fix his mistakes, or not his mistakes, but battle the monster.
I feel like there will be some kind of battle versus the monster, but it will be as much as it will be as much a an internal conflict
yeah.
as it will be an external conflict.
Right, exactly. It's not going to be based on like some he gets really good at like fighting and learns how to use guns, and then it's an epic duel with him and the twins.
No, I think this is about the monstrous effects regular people can have on others.
You know what this kind of reminds me of?
What's that?
Is Psychopaths.
Yeah.
Like
somewhat.
Because if they end up doing the kind of thing of like the monster inside everyone is kind of contagious, that kind of feels like.
But that's a theme that's been around since
that's true.
long ago. There's this
fair point.
There's this concept, and it's in a lot of religions and a lot of philosophies, where humanity has a dark half. They have the light half and the dark half. They have the good, the evil. They have the yin, the yang, the balance, the chaos, the order, the discord. And in there is a constant struggle for control. And man's soul is a battlefield. Sure. Man's soul is some kind of
but
war to be fought over. And having the first one be from the Christian Bible, you have the monster, the potentially the enemy of humanity.
And by the way, if that's what they're trying to build up, like either the
I think it's symbolic.
Yeah, okay, it's probably a lot more symbolic, but the fact that they're using something so extreme.
Well, just something so
it grabs
there.
the attention, yeah.
It doesn't necessarily grab the attention of someone who, doesn't know anything about, I would say, Christianity, for instance.
No, but I feel like they're basically setting the stakes of how extreme the sort of monster in all of us is going to be in this show.
Yeah, they're ramping up. This is very small stuff for now. We are not dealing with the nitty-gritty yet.
Right.
And this is a long show.
That's true.
So the thing is there's not going to be any huge plot things that will probably be like resolved as to who, did this, why was it involved. It's going to be more of a character study of Tenma as he goes through this horrifying journey of battling his own inner demons and battling the demons of the
others.
External.
Yeah. Right.
And that sounds like an exciting story, because one of the things that doesn't get brought up quite often in stories is the whole concept of morality when it comes to some kind of empirical kind of system of morality.
Oh, sure.
It's usually more gray, more it's
relative.
It's more relative, and that's something I'd say it's good, because there's no clear black and white situation to most things.
Right. That's where the conflict happens.
That's where the conflict happens. Yeah, exactly. But I think this conflict will be about conflict. We can, it's the only thing to fear is fear itself. This will be a story about the demon, the thing that basically tugs at the heart of human beings to make them do horrible things.
Yes.
And maybe there will be some actual, tiered stage of development for Tenma where he fights harder and harder monsters, so to speak, on his way to defeating the true monster, which might be an actual character, like Johan, or Anna. But for now, I think this is more of going to be Tenma's story through that, and there might not be a literal. No, I think this is the kind of story that will have a literal antagonist.
Yeah, and it might not be Johan. That's one of those things where, like, if this was the opening for the entire show, for all 70 episodes or whatever it is.
Right, but we can't predict that.
But we can't predict that, and I'm glad I don't know that, because if it was, then I would say the main antagonist is definitely Johan. But,
but it gets a little bit obvious from that standpoint.
Right, but it might only be for, a core or two or something like that.
Right.
And then, Tenma has to... he looks more like he does in the opening, and now he has to go into, fight whatever monster, whether physical or not.
That's a very good point. With cerebral mystery thriller psychological shows like this, one of the things that is very common is the cat and mouse story. I'm very fond of it when it comes to things like Code Geass or Psychopaths.
Yeah.
This show doesn't really have that yet. One, because it's not a cop drama. Thank God, it's
but
not
they
so
but they
far.
have introduced one cat.
They are bringing in a cat,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing is that this cat needs something to chase.
Right.
And right now, the only thing that makes sense that's not Tenma is
the
Johan
kids, yeah.
and Anna.
Anna, yeah.
And when they literally said in the dialogue, those kids they hold a great key to all this,
Yep, it's
I was like, wow, the writer is being...
It's almost like he's telling the audience, like, yeah, they're important, they're not going anywhere, and they just might be the big bats.
But when I hear the key, that puts me into they just told us the main plot. Like, they just told us the arc of plot.
Yeah.
It will be about these kids interacting on and off with people like Tenma and this inspector and potentially more characters.
Yeah.
And there might be some kind of, like, kind of not cop drama side of things, but like sort of mystery to solve.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because they've been layering the mystery on thick so far.
Yeah.
Like, they've not been holding back there, and that's good. Like,
right, but I don't think this is necessarily the type of show where they're going to have the audience in the dark as much as the main characters are.
Sure, but
because of the plot structure.
Right, but it has seemed like they've thrown in a fair amount of red herrings to keep the audience
guessing.
guessing.
They have.
So that even if the audience sees things that the characters don't actually know, they don't quite know what to make of it because they've seen a lot of different things.
Very fair.
And they haven't seen the way that those pieces integrate with the rest of the story.
But just based on the way they're trending this story, I don't think more than 5 episodes from now we'll have a very clear picture, because I thought it would go a little bit quicker than this, but then I forgot, this is 60 to 70 episodes or something like that. I think within the next 5 episodes we're going to have a very clear picture of most everything regarding this initial mystery. I don't see it going for much longer.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Basically, just because I don't think that this story is going to stay in the hospital.
Right, and one of the ways that they could really mess around with this. So this inspector guy, he feels to me like the character that's going to be awesome and doing a lot of investigating early on, and then he's going to die. And a bunch of people won't know all the details of what he was investigating. And it's going to be one of those situations where the audience knows things that the characters do not, and it's going to drive us crazy because of all the things you can do with that, right?
So is this more of the type of show where it's not a whodunit, it's a, oh no, they done it, or he done it, and you're standing next to a monster, be careful kind of thing.
Right, exactly. Yes.
So like here's how you could do this, and this would be crazy. So Tenma is realizing all this crazy stuff is happening around him, but it's not really happening to him.
Sure.
And maybe he feels like there's some kind of like guardian angel, very religious things there watching out for him.
Yeah.
And he wants to get to the bottom of this. And him getting to the bottom of this leads him back to the twins.
Yeah.
And the twins are like, yeah, we want to help you. We want to help you. And it's this kind of thing of like, as they help lead him to the truth, he learns a little bit more about the psychological stuff. But one or both of them right next to him are monster or a monster.
And here's the other thing.
And he just doesn't know.
Here's the other thing. He could even find out that it was the kids that did it. But since it's been so long, he might not recognize them if he saw them again.
Oh, that'd be good.
They could
change their names.
Yep. Change their look and everything. And like
absolutely.
Like that could be one of those things where like the inspector finds out that they're those kids, right? Or something
if he's
like
not
that.
dead yet.
Well, maybe that's when he dies, basically.
Oh, sure.
And then there could be like a point in time where Tenma and his new best friend or whatever that's been helping him with, very curious about this investigation thing that he's been doing or whatever, is actually Johan or the sister, and we know that, but he doesn't know that, and
it's really hard to do as a
driven crazy.
Right, but that's really hard to do as a writer, to keep the story engaging while having the characters be so much more in the dark than the audience.
Yes.
That's why I feel like in the next 5 episodes, a lot more is going to be revealed than we would expect.
Sure.
Because I feel like there is an overarching narrative here, but I don't know where it's going.
Right.
I can't see where it will end.
Well, right, because it's a mystery.
No, but usually when it's like Sherlock Holmes versus
it's
Moriarty,
gonna end with the bad guy getting captured or defeated, or
right.
or
but because
like
this
that.
is so ambiguous and it's more seemingly kind of symbolic and philosophical.
Yeah, there doesn't even really seem to. It's not like any of the parties involved seem to have a win yet, other than the investigator.
Right.
Which is probably gonna die.
Yeah. All right, well, I would love to keep going on with this, but I think it's a good time to call it.
Yeah,
we're leaving stuff that's relevant to the episode.
That's true.
And
that's true.
I think one of the great things we're noticing about this show is the story is great, but the way they set everything up gets us so invested into the mystery and the thriller psychological elements of
because
it.
Even though this is very much a slow burn thriller.
Right, but we're actually ignoring a lot of the things that are just kind of those little flavor bits that happen in an episode, like the kite with the kid and stuff like that. We're just yeah. Get to the mystery and let's like delve into this and theorize.
Exactly.
This is our type of show when it comes to theories. I can tell.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
So great recommendation, guys. We're having a lot of fun.
We are.
But if you want to see the next episode reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access, also Discord access so that you can chat with us about storytelling and what have you. And yeah, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.